There is a relatively new feature in JavaScript called template literals, also known as template strings. This is not a difficult concept, it's just a helpful feature that makes life easier for developers in certain cases. So let's take a look. So over here, I have my Chrome browser open with the console. And let's say if I'm creating a variable, I'm going to say var name is equal to Mary. And the Mary is a string, so I'm going to put double quotes or single quotes around it, like such, right? So I can actually use single quotes as well, and that would mean the same thing, correct? I can actually also use something called a backtick. So if I Google backtick and go to the images, backtick is this particular symbol over here, all right? So I can actually use that as well. So I'm going to simply go over here and use the backtick, and that would mean the same thing. This backtick actually adds one more feature that we can use if need be. So let's say if you're creating a greeting, so I'm going to say var greet is equal to, I'm going to say, let's say hi, and then I'm going to do plus, and then I'm going to say name, and then I'm going to do plus, I'm going to say comma, how are you? Something like that, right? So if I do that, greet is going to merge the variable with these strings, and I'm going to get a greeting, correct? So this is pretty long syntax. I have to use pluses and stuff like that. So let's say if you have a lot of different variables being injected inside a string, that's going to be a lot of pluses and a lot of spaces, right? So the template literals simply solves that problem. That's it. It's not that complicated. So this is how would you do it? Let's say if you were using template literals, you would actually remove these single quotes and double quotes, and you would instead use a backtick like such. So backtick in the start, backtick in the end. And you would actually remove the plus signs as well. So like this. So your sentence is like this, but then you need to tell JavaScript which one is a string and which one is a variable. So the word name over here is a variable, right? So you're going to actually put the curly braces around it like such and start this with the dollar sign. That's it. So you say hi, whatever variable you have, and just format it like such, brackets and dollar sign, and then keep on writing your sentence. So it's easy for you to write. You don't have to put these mathematics over here, okay? So that's it. And if I do enter and I type in greet, that's going to give us the same result. So that's pretty much it. That's all template literals are. You can simply Google template literals, Mozilla, find the documentation, look at the syntax. It's not that complicated at all right? And going back to our example over here when we were coding this application, we actually had a good opportunity to use template literals over here. So you see over here, I have this hash sign, and then I'm doing a plus, and then I'm doing this particular thing. I can actually, instead of this, I can simply use the backtick over here. So do backticks. And then since this is a variable, I can simply put it over here and put the dollar sign. I don't need this. So if I don't need the space either. So I'm going to just remove the space, save, and now I am going to refresh, and my application still runs as usual. So that saves some space over here in my code, and it's elegant. So talk to you in the next lesson.